to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George. Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists, where today we continue Nostalgia November with Robots. Released on March 27th, 2005, written for the screen by David Lindsley-Abaire, Lowell Gans, Babaloo Mandel, Ron Mita, and Jim McLean, directed by Chris Wedge and Carlos Saldana. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. That's an awful lot of credits, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, it's always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, I had no clue the writers' names went that hard. I mean, that was an insane.
That's a lot of names. Babaloo Mandel is a specifically good one.
Yeah, wow. I mean, took
Mandel,
some creative
maybe.
people. I mean,
it did indeed. So the way we formatted this month. We started with The Princess Bride, which is broadly nostalgic. Even if you don't have a specifically nostalgic attachment to the movie, it'll still bring you back. You know, it'll still send you back to that time of being a child. It kind of puts you in that place. And we're sandwiching the month. The contents, the middle, are movies specifically nostalgic to us, and you chose Robots. I was wondering if you could tell me and the listener why Robots was the choice for you.
Yes. So I was going through a couple classic. I always came back to how messed up was the DVD as a kid, and like the more messed up the DVD was, probably the more I watched it, and the more I thought like that's a good metric of like getting a good nostalgic movie. The Cat in the Hat, that was one me, my brother and sister ran through like crazy. Goonies got
Dirty
messed
hoe.
up.
I quote The Cat in the Hat every day of my life. I'm not kidding. I mean, every day of my life, I quote The Cat in the Hat. You're fired!
So that one was close. I can't lie. Cat in the Hat was really close. But those were always movies that I watched with my siblings, or like we were all, it was kind of like ritualistic. It was like, all right, we're sitting down to watch Cat in the Hat for the 80th time for whatever reason.
Right.
But Robots, it was a movie that I got on DVD at some point. I'm imagining pretty early on. Like this could have been 2005, like when it came out, or maybe 2006 on DVD the next year. I'm not sure, but this one I hid from my brothers and sisters. I did not let
You're
them
like, this shit is
touch,
mine.
because I saw how they put in Cat in the Hat, or like how kind of they didn't really care for the disc, and that's how they got.
You're like, I want this motherfucker to last.
Yes. Yeah. And so this one, there was no like sit down with everyone. This one was, I had to find the time for it to just be me. And so like, it felt like kind of like I'm hiding, it felt like a guilty pleasure of sorts. And it just happens to be kind of like, it might be one of the most formative movies on my childhood and my life, of like where just how my brain functions, and like a pure inventor or an engineer is kind of like, this is what I want to do, and like if I could just have a Tony Stark workshop, and just invent things or fix things or do whatever, like this is it's good for my brain. So seeing a movie that had that was just already so nice. I love just the animation style. Rodney Copperbottom was probably one of the coolest motherfuckers to me. Like he's on the same level as like Danny Phantom for me. Like how cool and like how much you have a crush on Danny Phantom is like kind of equivalent for Rodney Copperbottom. So I mean, yes,
I get that.
I have so much love for this movie. And then, as I grow up, realizing that there is a literal robot genocide happening in front of my eyes, it's crazy the themes that are actually like spoken in the movie of like anti-capitalist, like, and legitimate, like, I mean, they are sweeping robots off of the street and throwing them into a a incinerator and then melting them down for parts, and I'm like, holy shit, like I didn't put that together. I knew it was scary and bad and oh my god, but like I didn't realize how hard the social themes and everything just kind of clicks for this movie, even growing up and watching it. So so yeah, it's just a lot of love for the movie, and it's Ewan McGregor throwing on the freaking American accent to it's weird.
Doesn't get to do that a lot. Yeah. Doesn't get to do that a lot.
To hear him like this.
I love Ewan McGregor, and it is one of those voices whenever he puts it on, you're kind of like, no shit, you can it's so strange that you can still identify it as Ewan McGregor too, which is a really interesting thing that I've never really noticed when it comes to British actors doing American accents, is that I can still tell it's their voice. I don't know what, and it made me realize same goes for anybody doing any accent. Like you can still tell it's someone's voice, which is like Andrew Garfield doing his New York accent. I know that's Andrew Garfield. Robert Pattinson doing his American accents. Now, he's a pretty talented voice actor. Sometimes I can't tell Robert Pattinson is the one voicing something. But Ewan McGregor, he does a really, really good job at bringing to life this boyish charm that he is obviously older than, which is something that I didn't consider, is that he plays like a, coming of age, let's say, quote unquote, 18-year-old. I know that the mechanics of this world, no pun intended, are a little different. But, I mean, like, he sounds young. He sounds like he did in The Phantom Menace, which is, I don't know, 8 years earlier as far as when it was filmed.
Yeah.
But, wow. Yeah, no, it's a really, really impressive work. And to speak to the design, the aesthetic, I didn't realize how nostalgic it would be for me. This is a movie I haven't seen in probably at least 15 years. I haven't watched it in a very, very long time. But I remember I had a bunch of toys from Robots. I had a Rodney Copperbottom toy. And I want to say there was a deal with McDonald's where they put them in Happy Meals, and that might be why I have them.
Dang, I'm jealous. I never even got them. I'm very jealous of this. Yeah, I never had a Rodney toy.
I know I had a Rodney toy. But it was one of those things where even 6 years later, 5-6 years after the fact, say I'm 4 years after the fact, say I'm 9 years old, and I'm looking through all my old toys, I get to be 11, I'm looking through all my old toys. There are other side characters that I had toys of, and I was like, what the fuck is this even from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd forgot, but I remember being like, this is cool as fuck though. What is this from? And then I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh shit, that's the toy I have in the basement. Which is so fucking funny. Like, to be able to, the nostalgic attachment I have to it reminds me more of playing with toys in my old childhood bedroom than it does watching the movie. Which is an interesting little twist on it, because I think it speaks to the degree of uniqueness and coolness in the art design, in the art direction. Like the aesthetic of it is very, very, very cool. I love the way they did this kind of retro futurist thing where everything feels it feels old, but it's all robots. So obviously there's a natural futurism to it, but it's so mechanical that it feels like everything's made of gears and everything is made of like old tech, and that is what they're trying to bring back instead of the push forward into the iPhone age, as it were.
Dang,
I love it.
Was that 2005 iPhone? Man, is that like? I'm trying to think of what was happening in the world in
2005 as far as technology was concerned. I mean, the iPod would have been out, but not the iPod Touch yet. I mean, like there I don't think there were touch phones yet in 2005.
I think there's definitely like, it's not quite steampunky, but it's almost there. Like it is this pastime futuristic, they are melding a bunch of things, and kind of like we were saying on Princess Bride, about how like this would just be like a fun movie to work on. I feel like being an animator in this movie, like there are sequences that like like it seems that it was like, all right, animators, just have fun. Like in it, like the subway or train, however you want to call it, the metal ball they're going in to get to Robot City, like just the whole Rube Goldberg machine of that, the like marbles that all spill on the floor, and then it just starts like this dance sequence of like it would like I'm trying to even remember the situation.
No, I know what you're talking about. They're trying not to. They're fighting over something. I can't remember what it is, but they've got something in their hands and they're trying to like take it from one another.
I think it might be Rodney's like whole foot. Dance. I think it's like and then but like there's so many sequences that are just like, oh damn, that's so cool. The domino sequence in Big Weld's like his house, like it was in his house for a little bit, and I love how the room just like instantly becomes an infinitely sized room of like a ocean level of dominoes that are in there, and it's like it was. Is
this what he's been working on?
Yeah, and so like I feel like animation wise, it's just like very satisfying, or it reminds me of the satisfying edits that are made nowadays for like TikToks or for like the snippets, but just on a longer scale, and for like in the middle of a movie, but.
No, and that's why like I'm very pleasantly I'm very pleased with you having chosen this movie, because like I said, I hadn't seen it in 15 years, and there's a decent chance that unless me and you somehow watched it, I was probably not going to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those movies that it didn't miss me as a kid, because I know I saw it. I know I watched it when I was a kid. That's why I got the toys and stuff, but I don't remember watching it. Like even there are scenes in this movie, like entire scenes of this movie, pretty much the whole thing, I don't really remember it. I don't remember the movie a lot. So I actually thought I would remember more. And it just kept, the only thing that I ever felt like I remembered was the shape of it, the aesthetic of it. It was the idea of it that kind of stuck with me. And I appreciate that. It means it left an artistic impression more than it did a story impression, a narrative impression, which I think is really, really cool.
Man, yeah, I'm so jealous of those toys. This would be like sitting on the ground and actually talking like in their voices of them, like having them together. Oh my God, as a kid, that would have been so good.
I'm looking at a whole box of toys from my youth, where I have those like little Star Wars figures, the little one, like 1-inch figures that like kind of have like a wide foot stance and stuff. Like those are all in there. A bunch of Marvel ones. I'm sure I'm sure there's a Rodney Copperbottom in there somewhere.
Ooh, yeah.
I would have to look.
But man, yeah, I'm very jealous of that. But this, like, every part of this movie I have memory for, and I think it was just the part of the narrative that my childhood brain couldn't quite grasp yet, that then unlocked as I kept watching it over and over, because like my 2005 brain, all I care about is Robin Williams and Fender. Like he's like that's the funniest, like at a 5 years old, like I don't know, that was my comedy, I guess. Like I found that the funniest shit ever. And then like Aunt Fanny, or just being Jennifer Coolidge. Big ol' ass. Yeah, being Jennifer Coolidge.
She's got great ass.
Yeah, I mean, in Big Well,
your head is all the way in it.
Yeah, like I love how they are not shy at all about like Fanny being like, "Oh, that's a lot of robot," and then Big Well being like, "Well, I like my women with a lot of, or I like a big ass." I am
a big robot myself. Yeah,
I mean, damn, and yeah, the cast is kind of nuts. Like, I mean, Mel Brooks
cast is insane.
Big Well, Jennifer Coolidge as Aunt Fanny, Amanda Bynes as Piper,
as Piper,
Halle Berry,
Greg Kinnear is the villain. Yeah.
Jim
Broadbent is the mom of the villain. And like the true villain.
Yes.
It's actually a dude, which makes me think he might be my performance of the movie, because I also really like Jim Broadbent anyway. He's a really, really talented actor.
Yeah. That is, man.
I believe I remember him from what do I know Jim Broadbent from? Because he's been in a ton of stuff.
Let's see.
I just want to make sure that I place it correctly.
Paddington?
Yeah, we got Moulin Rouge.
Paddington and Peru, I guess. I don't know if the original ones, though. But
I believe he was in Paddington. I believe that's why I'm like, that's why I can kind of see. He's also Archmaester the Archmaester in Game of Thrones who kind of listens to Sam about the White Walker problem, but then kind of dismisses it at the Citadel.
Yes, that's okay. That's the look. Okay, I was like, I saw his picture. Okay, that's where I was getting it from, but I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm like, it's Paddington in Game of Thrones, and then he happens to be the evil woman the evil lady robot in Robots, which is a hilarious slate of movies and shows to know someone from.
What about good old Paul Giamatti as the little
Giamatti as
card,
the gatekeeper? The gatekeeper. Love that. Love that.
You thought up like the
Paul Giamatti does a great job. I love Paul Giamatti. Yeah, I'm like, it's an incredible cast. Natasha Lyonne. I love Natasha Lyonne. She pops up as Fender's love interest, the one he dances with.
Yes. Oh man, Robin Williams. Yeah, I mean, as good old Fender. I feel like I don't know if we did say that right at the beginning, but it's crazy how IMDb orders these people. Like Robin Williams and Ewan McGregor are they're not even on the front page of the IMDb. You have to go into the cast to scroll down to get to them, which is kind of nuts. But they have James Earl Jones. I know like there's a voice box of like, the force is strong with this.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I wonder if like he actually recorded that separately or if they just pulled that. Like, is that a line from a movie that they just pulled, or do you think he actually came in for the one line and gave it to him?
I don't know. It might tell you if it's archival sound. They might have needed him to record a new one because I don't think this is a Disney movie. Well, it wouldn't have been at the time. If it was Fox, was it a Fox movie? Because that would then make it. It was Blue Sky Studios.
Yeah, kind of
20th Century Fox, which means that they did have the rights at the time to Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah, because
there's a genuine chance that it is just archival.
Audio. And it was just for one line only. I feel like it was, but to get like that, I don't know. That reference in there was a couple other.
I love that. Yeah,
I feel like there was one more other. It was Star Wars, and there was one other like kind of real life reference that's like, man, this movie was just kind of made for me.
Yeah, there was another one. I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
God. Oh man.
But then James Earl Jones's voice comes up, and I'm like, that's all I'll remember. I love Darth Vader. I love Star Wars. Yay, Star Wars! Yay. Yeah,
Jay Leno. What? Jay Leno as a fire hydrant? Okay. Oh, like don't pee on me. I think a dog is about to piss on him.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. That's funny. It's like I don't know. It's crazy to see all these people that are in here that I like actually had no idea about, that I just attached their robot face to, and never went beyond the screen to actually see like Terry Bradshaw fucking, like why is he in this
like
movie
what the fuck
as just a broken arm bot, I guess, but he's fourth on the cast list. And
I mean,
Ewan McGregor
Rodney's dad is Stanley Tucci, who I fucking love. I love Stanley Tucci. You would know him First Avenger would probably be the best thing for you. He's the doctor who believes in Steve.
Okay.
And is like, you are the correct man for this, because you don't want the power. It merely boosts the. Yeah, that's Herb.
Dang, man.
He's an incredible actor. I love Stanley Tucci. So I mean, like, there's some great voices. Diane Wiest is his mom. And she's been in a ton of shit. So I mean, like, it's an insane cast list that they've got going here. Like the tagline on Letterboxd was like the greatest comedy lineup ever assembled or something like that. I can't remember, but it's a play on assembling a robot, but it's about how good the cast is. Like that was the tagline of the movie.
Kind of nuts,
which is hysterical.
Everyone up in here, but they did, and then like the making a baby, it's like you missed the delivery, but making the baby's the most fun part. I mean, it's crazy
That's
how
the fun part.
How sexually charged this movie is for a lot of the times. And it's like or like right whenever Piper sees Rodney, like, oh damn, you're fucking cute. Yeah. Let's go. And then like but I mean, come on. He gets like I thought it was definitely gonna be Rodney and Piper like getting together, being like
That's the thing is I think I read the movie that way too, and I think it's because I know Amanda Bynes as a grown woman, mostly. I think she is
Piper...
playing a child robot. I think she's playing a younger sister. Now that's the problem with the robot design generally.
Age you can't
is that
really
I'm
tell,
like you can't really tell how old anybody is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why, is because she's supposed to be like quote unquote preteen to early teen robot. That's kind of like, oh wow, you're cute. You're the senior in high school. You just graduated. You're beautiful. That sort of thing.
Wow, so you fixed kind of the only gripe I actually had of the movie, is that I always felt, as a kid growing up,
no, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And that's still a problem. If the movie still feels that way, it's still not a good thing. That like, even as I'm watching it, I was kind of like, why are there two love interests? I was watching it like, why are there two love interests, and why is the one who's going to win not in it as much?
And she,
which I thought was interesting.
I guess like she sees Rodney fall into the table of all the executives, and she's the one that's like, she believes in him, and like I get like how they end up together, but like
I do too.
They needed to make that.
I just think that there's
of Piper being younger. Like they need to make that clear, because it is like not like even me right now, it wasn't clear to me.
I think the only design thing is that she has those like pigtails that aren't pigtails, and that's supposed to insinuate being younger.
Because I guess I just kind of grouped her in with all the other robots, or like Fender, like I guess
misfits
they are quite
that are all
So, but yeah, the age, definitely, I think that makes a lot more sense that way. But yeah,
it's the only reason I can comprehend why he wouldn't end up with Piper.
Because she comes back around, she's like, "Hey, I brought the revolution. I got the whole mob with us, and that was sick." And yeah, love a good old anti-capitalist.
We love a revolutionary storyline.
They thought they were done for. They were getting ready. Big Wells, you think of what I'm thinking, and like I think like
I was not thinking this.
Like, that's actually not what I was thinking, dog. Like I think Big Weld he accepted the end right there. Homie was like, all right, we're going out in a blade. We're going out sick. Let's do this shit. And he's like, oh damn, all right, fuck you actually.
All right, I bet we can do this shit.
And they swing a massive saw, and like you think it would just slice through them all, but I love it just knocks them over like dominoes. Like it actually doesn't like cut through them. Maybe, I don't know, can't too much robot gore, maybe, who knows, for the PG title. So they
too many springs and gears flying about.
Can't have that, if you want to keep it PG.
Can't have it. Have it. No, man, I do enjoy the movie. I enjoy it a great deal. I think that it was a lot of fun. And it's definitely one where, one day with my little nieces and nephews, I'll sit them down and be like, you'll enjoy this. Have some fun. I'll radicalize you early.
I didn't know
let's get you on the right side of history here.
But a great, man, what a good theme. I can't find like a theme that I really don't like, actually. Like I think like the sexual charge, whatever, like as a kid, that's just going right over your head anyways. You're not
you don't understand that at all. That's not really anything and that, like, a lot of kids movies from this time period have that. That's not a abnormal thing, because they're trying to I mean, that's part of the fun of being able to make a movie like this, as is something that I think a lot of people don't think about, is that people who make kids movies are adults. They are, they're fully grown. So like, there is something that's like, hiding something in your work that is for the other adults who will see it inevitably because they're taking their kids to see it. That's fun. That's just a fun thing to do. And no kid is going to, I remember anytime my parents would like laugh at something while we were watching a movie that I didn't get, I'd be like, what? And they'd be like, oh, nothing. And I'd be like, okay, and then like, that's that, I don't, I don't care, fine. Okay. But like, I just think that's fun stuff, man. And I've always, I love SpongeBob did it a lot, SpongeBob did it all the time. There's plenty of examples of it. I mean, I actually posed a question on TikTok, and I'll kind of chip away at this list as the weeks unfold, probably just here and next week. I asked what is everyone's most nostalgic movie, and I got a lot of responses. And I appreciated it. So I'm going to go with the ones that are more in the robots lane this week. Which Cars was a top one. Trillum Defoe posted that. Great username, by the way. Trillum Defoe.
Nice.
But yeah, Cars. I mean, I'm going for the Piston Cup. He did what in his cup? You know, like that's
Doc Hudson. That's
the
fucking car. Goat.
I'm in hillbilly hell. Yeah, like there's a lot of those references and stuff where it's like, oh, that's a little racy for a kids movie, but it's, I mean, like no pun intended again. Cars. So Cars got one. Let's see, Over the Hedge.
Ooh,
that was
close.
That's another one that I loved.
I have, yeah.
Over the Hedge was a classic here. Flushed Away. Another one that got a lot of love.
I'm not gonna lie. It gave me nightmares.
It's the Aardman animation style. It doesn't. It works forever. It works for some people, and it scares others.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it was cool to watch, but then other times it was like, I don't know if I like this. So yeah, it was a strange one. But then like I like a movie like Unfortunate Series of Events, or like Lemony Snicket's like a fucking Jim
Lemony
Carrey.
Snicket.
That's a weird ass movie. That one actually should give you nightmares, but that was like a comfort movie for me. So yeah, I don't understand my childhood brain and what scared me and what.
No, you never know what's going to work and what's not going to work. You don't know what's going to give you the right kind of scare either. You know, because like there are things that when you're younger you like being scared by, but you don't want to be so scared. Like when I was younger, aesthetically, if something looked creepy, that was worse than something trying to be creepy. You know, I don't know if like jump scares and stuff jump scares are always going to be a little like, whoa, get the heart going. But if something was off-putting to look at, which is what I prefer now, when I was younger, I was like, fuck no. Nope. Miss me with that shit. I don't want to look at that.
Yes, it's maybe because it just looks so off, and then you fill in the rest, you know. It's like, then you're like, oh, why is that weird? Oh, and then you start imagining it in other situations. Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like Flushed Away would follow me in my nightmares. But yeah, that was Over the Hedge. That one was close. Like, it was mainly
Over the Hedge was a goodie.
One section of my DVDs that I have that is like all of my childhood movies of my collection. And yeah, like it's Over the Hedge is 2 movies away from Robots. So I mean it was right there. And yeah, Cars. I guess and Cat in the Hat. Man, yes, I didn't realize I actually had all of these on DVD right here. But yeah, it was it was pretty unanimously, like I felt like it was going to be an animated movie. It was like my childhood. I feel like those were the ones that I ripped through the most. And Robots just felt, I don't know, it felt right. And
Robots is perfect. Robots is perfect. And that's, you know, what motivated my choice of Great Gatsby next week. And I'll obviously dive into an actual story about that specific choice. But we've also covered a lot of stuff that already makes me nostalgic. You know, like when it comes to the Star Wars movies and, you know, the Spider-Man movies and Batman movies. We've covered so much stuff that makes me nostalgic. So like I kind of had to dig a little deeper into the bag for something that I hadn't really thought about in a while. And I feel like we've just got, nostalgia is such a deep, broad thing too. Like I'm nostalgic for stuff from 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like there are things that, you know, remind me of the beginning of my relationship with Emily. And that's why I am nostalgic for it, is because 4.5 years ago, we watched this for the first time. And oh my goodness, that just takes me back, you know? There's stuff that I didn't see until, you know, within the last year. What was almost the last movie of the month was Dazed and Confused. I didn't see that until within the last year, but it firmly puts me back in high school. Just the literal content of the movie transports you back to being a high school student. And I think that's that's an incredible thing a movie can do, and that's what I love about, like, Nostalgia November almost feels like we've hit a little bit of a gold mine here as far as something we can kind of do annually. In my opinion, I think it also goes with the live commentary for Thanksgiving, because we usually do something we know really, like the Batman. I'm nostalgic for the Batman. You know, like, I think back to 2022 and when I sat down in the theater for the first time and, like, oh my goodness, what a special fucking time that was. And that's why, like, I love this topic, because it's just it's so vast, and there's so many movies and there's so much music and TV. And, you know, when I think about what I was watching at the time, I would have watched Robots. You brought up Danny Phantom on, like, Ben 10.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You know, you know, all the Nickelodeon, Drake and Josh, iCarly, all that bullshit. Like, it's, it just hit the right spot at that time. And I think that's something that I'll always, Zoe 101, I'll always cherish it, because it was special to me at that time. And it's that quintessential question that, like, Emily asked me this yesterday, which is, big leaps and bounds of development as far as her taste is concerned. But she was listening to Red by Taylor Swift, which is the album that came out when we were like 12, I think. So she was 10. Damn.
And in the game, man, that's kind of nuts to put Taylor in perspective.
No, she's been and that's the thing. Exactly. And she was like, man, I miss when Taylor Swift's music was this good. And I was like, well, is it that Taylor Swift's music has gotten worse? Which there's an argument it has, but that's neither here nor there. Is it that Taylor Swift's music has gotten worse, or is it that you loved it more 15 years ago? You know, like, it's that, on such a has Disney Channel gotten worse, or did I just watch it when I thought it was good? You know, like, that's a fundamental question. You know, I think nostalgia has a tendency to blind people, but I think that when you can approach it with reverence and understanding, it ends up, like, you don't have to remove your objectivity. You don't have to remove your subjectivity either. Like, you can be as passionate about a thing you're nostalgic for as you want, but you have to understand what makes it good to you, you know? And I think that Robots is a perfect example of something that nostalgically holds up, not just as being like, oh man, I loved this so much when I was younger, what happened? No, like, it's still fun. It's still a good time, and I love that.
Yeah, it is not a masterpiece. You know, this isn't like a critically well-made movie. Like, I feel like, the romance part, you know, could have been written a little bit better.
Won't be the best animated movie we cover this month.
Yeah. And so, like, it's not that. It is more of just, like, it is in 2005. This might very well have been, like, the best movie in my brain at the time. Like, it was just resonating on such a different level for everything else.
Argument to be had for Revenge of the Sith.
This is true. Star Wars is
big year. Big year.
Star Wars is always hard to compete with. But so I can comfortably say probably my favorite animated movie for sure would be Robots here. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
I have
and
no smart ass remarks for that.
This is
and Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, it's tough. Yeah, that is tough. But yeah, and it is a my childhood brain, which doesn't have any of these weird adult restrictions that we put on fun or entertainment, you know, and I'm just there to enjoy. I am taking it all in as it should be, and I feel like as you grow up, just for some reason, whether you're doing it on purpose or it's just a subconscious thing, is we put doors or we put kind of traps on letting our kid brain come out. And whenever something can do that, you know, whenever like a new Star Wars movie comes out, for us now, it reminds us of whenever we saw it as a kid. So it unlocks that part of our brain, I feel like. And kind of the reason why the prequels were hated right when they were released, but then when the kids grew up and finally could voice our opinions of, oh my god, no, we love all of you guys, we love these movies so fucking much. And I feel like the exact same thing is going to happen for the sequel movies whenever the kids grow up and finally voice and show love for all of the stars. So it's like it is this reoccurring cycle of kids just growing up, you know, and yeah, I think I try to live life nowadays, like not letting my kid brain go. I feel like it is one of my principles to kind of live by. The more I can unlock my kid brain is a good thing. Just our imaginations were so much stronger back as a kid. We literally played like Dungeons and Dragons or just came up with entire worlds on our own every day, like just to entertain ourselves. And then now it's like, oh, like I got to go to work or I got to do this assignment or I got to blah, blah, blah. And like I don't have any time anymore. It's like, but I don't know, a 1 hour of imagination or even just a little bit is like is better than none. But yeah, it's like a movie that in 2005 would get me to go crazy, and I'm in it fully. Is like I'm not in it as much as I was when I was 5 years old, but it does teleport me back to that time, and makes me.
That's the good stuff, though. Mm-hmm. That's the good stuff. Yeah. I love a movie that can do that, man. And when it comes to animated movies, it's funny, like when it comes to nostalgia for me, I think about movies that I almost have specific places associated with them, which is interesting. Like when I think about the Justice League cartoon, I'm in my parents' bedroom in my old house, and they never had their ceiling fan light on, but for some reason it's on, and I'm playing with toys on the bed, and the first couple episodes are playing, and like that's a specific memory that did happen. And now every time I think about it, every time I think about Justice League, that's what comes to mind for me, and I think that's really sweet. Megamind is another one that I have nostalgic attachment to, which is it's a lot later. Like it's 2011, 2012. But Griffin was 2 or 3. My little brother was 2 or 3. He's 16 today, by the way, which fucking blows my mind.
Oh my God. He's on the road. That is, wow.
Yeah. Well, he could be. He's like me. He's taking his sweet time getting there.
That's okay.
But, oh yeah, I can't blame him one bit. I did the same fucking thing. I didn't drive till I was 18. But he was 2 or 3 when Megamind came out, and my mom had a Chrysler Town and Country minivan at the time, which had the little movie. So I remember Megamind puts me in the back seat of that minivan with Griffin when he's like 3 years old, and like so that's. When it comes to a movie like Robots, like I said, its aesthetics left an impression on me. I remember the way the movie looked more than I remember anything about it, more than I remember actually watching it. And I think it's a rare type of nostalgia for me. So that's what it tickled my brain in a really interesting way that I don't have a lot of, and I won't have a lot of until I watch something that does it, you know? Like, I think genuinely the most recent thing I can think of that did this to me, as far as, holy shit, I have seen this before, was Friends, when I watched it for the first time like 10 years ago. Because I was like, why have I seen so much of this? And it was because my mom loved it when I was a small child, so it was just on the TV. And like, there would be scenes that popped up and I'd be like, holy shit, I've seen this. I was like 5. Why do I remember that? Like, it's such an interesting thing to experience. And, I love when it happens. Doesn't happen a lot. So that's why like, I love that you chose this movie because it did that to me. Yeah.
My most memorable spot that I was in for a movie or a place was definitely Tobey's Spider-Man, the first of the Raimi trilogy. And because I'd check it out from Blockbuster, I'd go straight home into my parents' bedroom. They had one of those, probably a solid, maybe a 12-inch, maybe smaller, like those box TVs that were in like the corner of a room that had the VC or the VHS built into the bottom of it. But it was always so high up that I could never put the movie in. So I'd either have to ask my mom or dad to put it in for me. So they would put the movie in, and then I sit on the corner of their bed, looking, my neck cranked up, just at the top corner of the room, and I sat there for however long the runtime was, and that was over and over and over of that.
Yeah.
that's the first one. But then yeah, Robots was a more of a secretive one. You know, no one could know this disc even existed. I feel like this is my cherished relic. You know, I mean, I'm never letting this thing go. And yeah, I finally dipped into the special features or the other menus on the DVD, and I was hoping there was going to be like some Robin Williams or Ewan McGregor kind of snippets. There was a director's commentary, which I might watch. I didn't watch during this time. I don't know. I just wanted to get the pure movie. But I might. I feel like
good move.
I've never actually like watched a director's commentary of a movie before. And I don't know
fun.
if Robots
they can be.
It
always depends.
One. Yeah, if I feel like there's better director's commentaries out there. Possibly.
Go in if you watch a director's commentary. Go in not expecting them to talk about something you want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, because you have no control over what they are going to decide they want to talk about. Like, there'll be scenes that I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to hear what they think about this scene. But by the time that scene comes around, they're talking about the scene before, and then they're talking right through it. And you're like, fuck it, no, move on, this is the one.
I see.
So that's something that happens for me a lot with directors' commentaries, is I'm like, ooh, I want to hear about this scene. What was the choice there? And half the time they'll actually touch on it, but half the time they don't. And I'm like, fuck. So yeah,
I see. Yeah, I feel
director's commentary, always just go in with an open fucking mind. Be ready for anything.
I feel like there's not much I could be disappointed by on Robots director's comment. Like, there's not really a scene that I truly need to be broken down or anything. It could only kind of enhance, and I love that. Like, some of the trivia of here is like whenever Robin Williams was pretending to be a, like, this is Prince whoever, and we need to get into the party because blah, blah, blah. Apparently he recorded that like 8 to 10 different times of different accents, like just all different accents and just going through everything, which is like that. It just feels like a fun kind of movie to be a part of and to be making of, and then the one right below it of Rodney's design based on the Volkswagen van, like the OG Volkswagen van, and it
that
clicks.
Makes sense.
Like, oh my god, I can't believe I never.
That's
put
why
that
I fucking
before.
love the design of that character so goddamn much. Because I've always loved that van.
The van, it's so vintage. It's so good, and it's like I don't. Now that I'm looking at Rodney, I guess it's like really his head. Yeah, it's his head. It resembles it actually quite a lot. I was making, I don't know, but that's nice. I guess there was a map of stars homes that Fender tries to sell Rodney right at the beginning of, like, the here in Hollywood, here go to these homes.
With all the little.
There was Jeremy Irons. I guess I don't.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons, great actor.
Orson,
played.
Yeah, is that his actual
name?
Played
Scar
Irons?
in Lion King.
Okay, so that is just
Jeremy
actually his
Irons.
name. Okay.
Yeah, but he happens to Orson. What was the
Wheels? Orson Wheels.
Wheels.
For
Orson Wheels. Good.
Axl Rose. But instead of just AXL, it's actually Axl. There's
that's good.
Britney Gears for Britney Spears
instead of Spears.
And,
that's good.
Farrah Fawcett, like a sink faucet. And then just straight up MC Hammer. You don't need to change that one at all. You just, I guess, Hammer is good enough.
I like
there.
that they chose a bunch of ones that they don't have to really change. That's so funny.
Yes, and
interesting fact about Farrah Fawcett that I don't know, like, it's a shame because it shouldn't be the only thing I really know about her, but she was famous in the 70s and 80s, really.
Okay.
And obviously that's about 20 to 30 years before I was born. She died the same day as Michael Jackson. Interesting fact. I remember because, like, Michael Jackson was all the headlines, and they're like, also Farrah Fawcett died, and I was like, man, that's sad too. Like, poor, like, this woman died. No, everybody's like MJ. But
I remember watching Michael Jackson's being like funeral on TV, dude. I mean, and that, that's crazy. That is good. Yeah, to be outshined. So I mean. Not that one death or one person should mean more than another, but man, to die on the same day as Michael Jackson, that's just a little.
It's a rough one.
Damn.
It's a rough one. You're going to be outshone. To be sure, that's like one of the only people ever that if they die on the same day as you, nobody's going to know that you died.
who knows if he truly did? Some people think he's still alive. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
He seems to have been reincarnated in that new Michael movie coming out. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that.
Oh, I heard that it's
there's a biopic about Michael.
It's
his nephew.
Wow,
it's his nephew. Yeah, his name is Jafar Jackson. Speaking of these animated movies we were talking about, that's the name of an Aladdin character.
Wow. And okay, weird connection. I guess we have Robin Williams, the genie, to connect to Jafar, to connect to Michael, to connect to who died. Sorry, and I already forgot her. I'm sorry, Farrah Fawcett. It's Michael. Okay. I already forgot. No, but yeah, it's like weird.
No, God, why?
But good old, I don't know, Blue Sky Studios. I know this is the first
Blue Sky Studios. Yeah,
I feel. Oh wow, Fight Club. Okay. Alien Resurrection. Oh okay. Of Ice Age. I was trying to think what other have I?
They've only got the classics under their belt, huh?
Look, yes, good Alien.
Oh
Resurrection.
Shit! Did you just say Ice Age was produced by the same company that produced an Alien movie?
Yes, actually.
So is that why Ice Age is in Alien Earth?
Wait.
Oh my God! You remember the way they reference Ice Age? I'd never considered that. That's so fucking funny.
Oh my God! Wow. Yeah. Okay. Who would have thought? Yeah.
Look at this.
I mean, all the
look at
Ice
this.
Age
Robots.
movies.
Robots.
It's the only I guess this was another thing in the trivia. The only Blue Sky film that was not a franchise, that did not become a franchise at all. Everything else they made eventually became a franchise. Robots, singular. I guess I don't know how you really continue the story.
No, I mean, there's. It is actually kind of interesting that this never got a direct to video sequel, which is what almost every animated movie at the time did.
Yeah, maybe
it was here's a shitty DVD sequel movie.
Wow, they just did Ewan just start to pop off too much? They couldn't get him back to be the lead.
I mean, 2005. Rodney. I mean, he already would have been a pretty big deal for almost 10 years.
So
then. So I mean,
maybe just no need for the next one. I guess just maybe. Just
we appreciate
but
it did all right. It could have done worse.
I mean, I guess looking at the awards, there's the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards, and it was nominated for the worst animated film. Didn't win, but I guess nominated for the worst. But also the Golden Schmoes Award, the best animated movie of the year. So who knows?
There you go.
No Kansas City Film Critics Circle Award, sadly.
Can't account for taste. Yeah.
I guess St. Louis, they nominated it. I kind of feel bad that St. Louis nominated. What? The MTV Movie Awards in Russia? How does that? I don't know how that tracks.
Well, they've got a separate thing going on.
Yeah. Not here, not in the U.S. but Russia recognized it. But wow, yes, the Kids' Choice. Okay,
it won the ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards.
Okay,
for top box office film.
Really? So maybe wow, It did well, I guess.
It did decent, I suppose. Good enough to win a box office related award. Won MTV Movie Award Mexico for favorite song for a movie.
The world knows. I guess the US is just a little
and that's what's funny is it seems as though perhaps this was for an original song, which in Mexico would have been a Spanish song. It's Un Hero Real.
When is
interesting?
Interesting. A Spanish song? Was there a Spanish music number in there? There were a couple music numbers in there. I'm blanking on a Spanish one though.
Well, maybe it was. Well, no. I'm wondering if it's if it's one of the ones where if it's the Spanish version of the movie. And they nominated that version of the song, or if it is just, this is a good song, we're putting that in there. Which would be funny because I can't even remember what song that would be.
I do. There's a couple, the soundtrack I do, the chop shop of I don't even know the words fully, but just the beat of dun 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 dun.
Okay. It is for the Spanish dub of the movie.
Ah, okay.
Because the favorite voice in an animated film was also nominated at the MTV Movie Awards Mexico, but it was Alex Sintek. who is a Spanish singer, a Mexican singer, who voiced Rodney in the Mexican version of the film. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that was the kind of thing we were doing for the awards around here. Choice movie, got a Teen Choice Award nominee, which is a big one when we were younger.
Yup. Slime. Who does
animated or computer generated movie. Yep, Stinker Award, Worst Animated Film. Visual Effects Society nominated it for Outstanding Performance by an Animated Character for Fender, which is cool.
Yeah. Got, maybe another gripe. He gets a dress on or so, and then he's like, it's so wrong, so I guess maybe a little, anti-trans, I guess, if any. No, I think it was just more of a, it was in that moment. Bro just didn't know what to think. But then he owned it. He came out as, his female form, and, the little hair stringies that were going down, and he laid an egg. So I don't even know what or how
all sorts of biological, intriguing biological confusion because they're not biological either.
This is true. Yeah,
I appreciate that they, when it comes to the robots, the way the world works, I think it's funny that they have there's a point whenever the dancing robot that does the robot, which is funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He performs a song by a rap artist, like a real song that I remember from my childhood.
Oh yeah. Get it right there. Right there.
Right there.
Right there. Yeah.
Right there. Right
yes.
there. Yeah. Performs that song, which, in an entirely robot world. What are I know obviously creative choices lead to these sorts of things. I'm not actually, this is in no way a gripe. It's just a funny line of thought. Why have the robots base their entire existence around human standards?
Oh.
Why do they have to make the baby and then slowly grow the baby?
Yeah.
And then slowly build it bigger and bigger? And I think this goes hand in hand with consciousness, right? As the consciousness grows, you want to reflect that in the actual maturity of the robot's body. You want the robot itself that is growing consciousness wants to observe their growth as much as they feel their growth. And therein slowly building up the robot makes sense in the universe, which I think that was my best. I mean, like that was a genuine line of thought I had in the first 15 minutes of the movie, which is so fucking funny when you're watching the movie Robots.
No, I think it tracks fully because look how big Big Weld is. Bro is massive.
Dude knows
the biggest consciousness that there is. I mean, yeah, he's like to be able to wheel around. I mean, bro didn't have legs. He's just he's a BB-8 or on steroids. But no, I like the consciousness growth thing. Yeah, it is because like they don't actually have sex. There is no actual
there's no biological imperative,
but they feel
it's just,
something.
I want to have.
I guess they do still have because Aunt Fanny and Big Weld. I mean, Big Weld, his limo. Bro had the fucking disco ball in bed ready to go at the push of a button.
They are fucking in there.
Yeah.
They're fucking nasty.
Yeah.
I know it's stinking there.
So I don't know what robot sex looks like, but it doesn't make a baby, So like it is purely for fun. There is no action.
Good for them.
So that's sick.
That's sick. Good for them.
Feel like oil or grease probably heavily involved. Gotta say, because Aunt Fanny, they give them her morning coffee or whatever, and they just dump it like on their bodies or whatever instead of drinking it, which I thought was good. We got So there's like I don't know to think of to break down this movie in every little detail and see like what.
It would be super fucking funny, dude. There was a lot where I'm like, this is so fucking ridiculous. I love it. And that's what I love about animated movies, especially from when we were kids, is kind of being able to observe them with fresh eyes as an adult is always interesting. And this is definitely one of them. But I think I've about exhausted what I have to say about robots personally.
Yes, not
do you have any parting thoughts?
Let's see. I guess I did cry once in the movie on this watch actually, and I didn't expect it. The good old the goodbye from the mother and father and the train station.
Very sweet. Very sweet.
Buy the ticket. Don't buy the ticket. You got to come home. And then the dad is like, one ticket for Robot City. But I don't know. It's like it's so cheesy, but so I love.
Whenever he's like, "I'll make you proud, Dad," he's like, "I know you will."
Oh,
that's good stuff. That's good stuff. But, I'm a sucker for it. That is sweet. I love a little moment like that. But yeah, I know you will. That's just such a sweet little sentiment, and I'm a sucker for it. So I'll take it every time. But yeah, Robots, great choice for Nostalgia November, and we will push forth with Nostalgia November next week with The Great Gatsby, 2012, my middle school years. Very, very excited for that. Can't wait to revisit those. But that's what we've got coming next week. We are going to top off the month with Fantastic Mr. Fox on Thanksgiving. Very, very excited for that. Ooh, yeah. We've also got a couple other shows, one of which is a Twin Peaks podcast called Fire Pod with Me. If you've never seen Twin Peaks, you got to watch it. It's a great show. It is 100% for you. You will like it. You should anyway. But like I said earlier, you can't account for taste. You should like Twin Peaks, and if you do, we have a podcast for it that you can listen to. It is friendly to the first-time viewer and the rewatcher alike. You just have to scene up to whatever we're covering, because everything before can be spoiled. Everything after is safe. We're never going to spoil anything that comes next because I've seen it and Joseph hasn't. So that's the deal for Fire Pod with Me, a Twin Peaks podcast. We've also got Geek with Me, which we haven't really nailed down exactly what we're going to be doing with that this month, if anything. There has been some, interesting Star Wars news and stuff like that that's like, Visions came out. We haven't revisited that, so maybe we get an episode in Geek with Me, but we are definitely doing stuff in December. So be sure you get over there and, follow so you don't have to keep coming back to know what we're doing. It'll just pop up for you one day and you'll be like, oh, there it is. Geek with Me. Look it up. But yeah, I think with that, we can conclude this episode of The Cinementalists.
If we want to rate, I guess.
I already did the
rate.
Oh, yes, we do rate. I forget about the rating of the movie lately. I don't know why I've been forgetting that part. So how you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? All your feelings embodied by one number.
Yeah. This one's an interesting
What is Robots?
Because it's the number is purely off of the nostalgia. Am I allowing the nostalgia to elevate the number? I feel like that
is as is your right. It is a subjective rating entirely. So like if you feel like it's a fucking 9.5, go for it.
I don't think I'm quite there. Like as far as my 2005 self, this is an absolute 10 all the way around. There's no question about it. I don't think movies can get better for me at 5 years old. But here, I'm like Princess Bride, I gave an 8. I do enjoy this, I think more. I think this resonates with me a little more than Princess Bride, but not by like a whole bunch. So I don't think I'm quite at like a 9, but not quite the 8. I think I'm just right there, kind of in the middle. I think like 8.5 is kind of the and that's pretty high for Robots. I think that's hilarious. That like it's on the same level.
It is funny to be like Princess Bride, Robots. That is a funny specifically for me because what did I give Princess Bride 9.5?
9.25. Princess
9.25. Okay. So. That's I was like, it's got to be in that range. We're gonna actually increase the distance. I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go straight up on the cusp. Because it is solid. It's a fun movie. It's it's got those a little bit more advanced themes than I would have expected from it. But it's also for 5-year-olds, so
yes.
it's not politically radical by any sense of the definition, but I do appreciate the steps it takes. I think aesthetically it's really, really well designed. I love the animation, some really fun performances. It's a fun movie. And I'm happy to have watched it, which is why I'm going to call it good. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's hilarious that I put this like higher than a Kubrick and Spielberg. Hello, movie like AI. We both gave
AI.
like an 8. So it's like like I'm putting this above that movie. Like
No,
a
but
bunch of
that's you're
alien
right.
movies.
That is
Yeah,
that
it's
is why we do that is why we do the ratings the way we do, is because it's entirely subjective, and that's why we account for both of our numbers, is so that when one of us does have a specifically interesting take, whether it is positive or negative, we can balance each other out.
But yeah,
I love that. I love that.
78 is what it'll shake out to. So just barely beaten Nightmare on Elm Street. That was 76. So that was like the most recent close one that we've kind of had in this range. But yeah, this is I don't know. I feel like that's I did juice up the number.
Nah, it's good. That's fine. That's fine. That's why our sentimental meter is for us.
Yes.
You know, that's our ratings. That's what we do, and I appreciate it. So, all right, then that will conclude this episode of Robots. And like I said earlier, we will be back next week with the Great Gatsby here on the Cinementalists. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, you can shine no matter what you're made of.